chair. I'm using 5 pounds. Use what's good for you. You know, it could be 1 pound, 2 pounds, whatever that is. We're going to start off with the chair, and we're going to start off with the first exercise. Hopefully you warmed up, because I'm not going to go through a warm-up routine, but you always should warm up before you work out. The first exercise I'm going to start with is a chair squat. And I'm going to take my glasses off, actually, and I probably can. So I won't be able to read the names on the screen, but we're going to get started. First one is a chair squat. So you want to start with your feet hips distance. Okay? Right here, make sure it's right behind you. And if you have a sturdy chair, the dumbbells just hang by your side. We're only focusing on a squat right now. So you're actually going to sit all the way down, sit, and stand up. When you stand, you want to squeeze your glutes. You want to remember to keep your belly pulled in so your core is engaged. So actually sit and stand, squeeze your glutes as you lift. The dumbbells are just hanging. We're going to take it slow and small. Now, if this is what works for you, stay here. But if you want more, you could also do this without the chair. So I'm stepping away from the chair. I'm going to squat as low as the chair and then come back up. I'm using the same form. My chest is staying lifted. The dumbbells are just hanging by my side. I'm squeezing my glutes at the top. And if you need the chair, that's okay too. Remember, we're starting slow and small. So you can, whoops, I got distracted when I'm walking my driveway. You can start slow and small. You want to make sure that you're pressing through your heels as you lift up. Keep the weight on the heels. You should actually be able to curl your toes off of the floor slightly as you rise up. So right here, this is a squat. Really feeling this in your glutes. You want to visualize what you're working. So visualize those glutes squeezing. Remember, the dumbbells are just hanging. So that's a squat. Okay. So we're going to go to the next exercise, which is a basic bicep curl. So you want to take your feet, they're hip distance again, toes are turned out slightly. Once again, that core is engaged. Pull your belly button in. Palms are forward. Have nice straight wrists and a long spine, so have a nice strong posture. Bring those dumbbells all the way up to your shoulders and then all the way down. So here, nothing is moving. I'm not swinging my arms. I'm not moving my body forward and back. Okay, it's nice and steady. And the only thing moving is my arms below my elbows. Okay, my wrists are nice and straight. You want to watch for this. Do not curl your knuckles in towards your forearms. Nice and slow. Going through the motions, feeling and visualizing the muscle you're working. We're working our biceps, so we're not death gripping the weights. Okay, we're holding them firmly, but we're squeezing the bicep muscle, not the dumbbell. So really squeeze that muscle, feel it squeeze, and visualize that bicep muscle squeezing. So right here, we have a bicep curl, and I'm going to take you through about 10 to 15 reps of each exercise, and that's what I recommend you doing starting off if you're a beginner. Go for 15 if you can. Do what you can, but challenge yourself. Don't stop at 10 if that's easy. And you're like, oh, I'm just doing 10, and you can do more. Make it to the 15. Okay, so that's about 15 bicep curls. So then we're going to take it into a stationary lunge. I'm going to grab my chair again. This is a safe move as opposed to stepping forward into a lunge. So if you need to, you can grab onto your chair. I have one dumbbell in my hand. You're going to take 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. Your weight is centered between both feet. Let me move this up a little bit. Your weight is evenly distributed between the front and the back foot. My back is nice and long and tall. The dumbbell hangs by your side. Watch your shoulders. Slide them back and down. Belly's pulled in so your core is engaged. Okay, my front knee is right over my front ankle. And when I drop my back knee towards the floor, it's going to be right directly under my hip. So we're going to take it straight down and straight up. So you can start off slow and small, and just that range of motion, just go down a little bit, because everyone's ability and their range of motion is different. Right here, I'm starting off slow, and I'm not going down too far. This is safer if you have knee issues. Just shorten the range of motion. If you can, try and drop your knee right above the floor. So I'm going all the way down. You can actually tap the floor to see how low you're going, and then come up. Straight down, straight up. You're going to feel this in your front quad. You're actually going to feel it in your back quad, your front glute, As you rise up, really drive your heel into the floor. As you drive that front heel into the floor, you're really going to feel that left glute, or the leg that you're working, the leg that's forward, you're going to feel that glute really squeeze and engage. So really drive that heel into the floor, feel that glute work. Straight down, straight up. Now you don't have to hold on to the chair. If you don't need that for balance, grab both of your weights and do the same thing. Straight down, straight up. And as you rise up, I know this is a lot to think of, but as you rise up, squeeze your back glute at the top. Top, squeeze it. Drop it down, rise up, squeeze it. Okay, so there's a lot working here. A lot of lower body, quad, glute. And let's do 2 more. My dumbbells are just dropped. They're just hanging. And then we're going to take it to the other side. I'm going to flip my chair around. Oh, that didn't work. So I'm going to take the other side. I'll go with 1 dumbbell and hold on to the chair. Remember, 1 leg forward, 1 leg back. Your weight is evenly distributed. I have a nice long spine. Dumbbells just hanging. Straight down, straight up. Pay attention to your breathing. So we're never holding our breath as we're working out. We're driving that front heel into the floor. We're squeezing our back glute at the top. And remember, you don't have to hold on. Right here if you don't need it. We're taking these nice and slow so we get the correct form. Straight down, straight up. Driving that front heel into the floor. So these are all the things that I'm thinking about that are going through my head as I'm performing this exercise. Driving my front heel. Squeezing my back glute at the top. My belly button is pulled in. I have a nice long, flat spine. I'm standing tall. So that was a stationary lunge. So now we're going to take it into a shoulder press. So you're going to bring your elbows up, feet or hip distance. Bring your elbows up so they're shoulder height. So this is the starting point right here. And you're going to press the dumbbells up and just slightly forward. Let me stand back a little bit so you can see my hands. So right here, shoulder height, press them just slightly forward. So with your dumbbells at the top, without moving your head, if you glance up with your eyeballs, you should be able to see the dumbbells. So not this, but if you glance up with your eyeballs, you should see the dumbbells. You're pressing them slightly forward, right here. Once again, we're not death gripping the dumbbells. We're holding them. I'm actually just letting them rest in the palm of my hands, but I've been doing these for a long time, so I know how to hold them really light. But hold them with a firm grip, just don't death grip them. Press them up. Feel your shoulders doing the work, okay? Your shoulders are doing the work. You can also take it into a split stance if that gives you a little more balance. I like to take my feet wide. Feeling our shoulders work, and as you press them up and slightly forward, you're also getting some chest. So I don't know if you can see on the camera here, but as I press, you can actually see the chest muscle engage. So you're getting some pec right here into your armpit. Women are always asking about this area here. You're getting some chest and some shoulder. So it's shoulder height, press it up. Let's do 3 more of these. My core is engaged. Once again, I'm going through that mental checklist. Last one. Squeeze your chest. Bring it down nice and slow. So we're starting off slow and small so we get the correct the correct form on all these exercises. Shoulder press. The next one is plie squat. So we're going to take our feet, turn your toes out. It's a plie. So our toes are turned out. Dumbbells, just let them hang in front of you in the center. Or you can take your dumbbells and you can place them in the crease of your hips. I'm going to start off with them just hanging. My palms are facing me. And it's a squat, down and up. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can actually see my form. I'm not leaning forward. So when you have the dumbbells in front, sometimes people tend to lean forward. No, you need to stay tall. So it's right here. Imagine your back is against a wall and you're sliding up and down the wall, not pulling forward. So you can start off slow and small and keep it a low range of motion. Just do little plies. Or if you can, take it low. Obviously, the lower you go, the more muscle and fibers that you recruit. So it's right here. As you come up, feel your inner thighs squeeze, because we're focusing on our inner thighs with this exercise. We're getting some glute, yes, we're getting some quad, but we're really trying to focus on our inner thighs. So up and squeeze. Really drive your heels into the floor. And as you rise up, imagine, visualize your heels pulling in towards each other so you engage more inner thigh muscles. Up, squeeze. Now this actually feels good as well, the lower you sink, because you get a good stretch in your groin. So give me 3 more. Go through that mental checklist. Long spine, you're staying tall. You're squeezing your glutes at the top, driving your heels into the floor, squeezing your inner thigh. So that was a plie squat. Now we're going to take it into a tricep extension. So I'm going to start off with just 1 dumbbell because this is a beginner circuit. Holding onto the dumbbell end to end. Once again, you can take your feet a little wider your hips. That's how I like it. Or you can take it into a split stance, 1 leg forward, 1 leg back. Gives you a little more stability. So you're right here. And you're going to bring the dumbbell up above your head. Your elbows are close to your ears. So now this position might be difficult for some people. And they're like, I just can't even get my arms in that close. They're out here. Do what you can, because everyone has different mobility in their shoulders. Do what you can, but if you can, bring your elbows close to your ears. So you're going to bend only at your elbows, drop the dumbbell all the way down as low as you can, and press it up. Right here. So the lower you bring the dumbbell down, you get a nice big stretch in the back of your arms, the more muscle fibers you do recruit. So this is a trouble area for most women. I get a lot of requests on how do I tighten my triceps? How do I firm up this area, the back of your arms? This is one way to do it. If you can go heavier, you can also grab another dumbbell. So now you're grabbing 2, just double them up. Bring it above your head. I'm holding on to them like this. Same thing, elbows next to your ears. Bring it all the way down, press it all the way up. All the way down. Okay, so really on the down, you really want to be aware of keeping it nice and slow. That's where you're getting the work. You're getting the stretch here in your tricep. Press it up, squeeze the back of your arms. Visualize the back of your arms squeezing. You don't want to drop them quickly. So it's nice and slow, focusing on our form. Okay, elbows are in tight. I'm feeling this in the back of my arms. You can visualize those triceps tightening and squeezing. You want to visualize it so you know what you're working. Press it up. You want to do these until the last 3 are like, oh my gosh, I can barely lift the dumbbells. You really want to challenge it with any exercise you're doing. Those last 3 reps should feel challenging. They should be doable, not compromising your form, but they should be tough. You should be struggling through it. That's where you're going to see changes. Okay, so we're going to do 3 more. Got 3, really feeling this above my elbows. 2, squeezing my triceps. 1. Okay, so that was a tricep extension. So now we're going to take it into a tabletop row. So we're going to actually take it down to the floor. I'm going to demonstrate it on the floor first, then I'll show you how you can do it on the chair if you prefer not to take it down to the floor. So I'm on the floor. Take both dumbbells. Place them in between your hands. So I have 1 dumbbell in between each hand on the inside of my hands. My hands are directly under my shoulders. They're not forward. And my knees are directly under my hips. So we have a tabletop row. Okay, so we're working our back. My belly's pulled in. So really feel that belly pulling away from your mat. I have a nice, long, flat spine. Looking straight down at my dumbbells. Grab one dumbbell, bring it up, and pull your hand up towards your hip bone. And then squeeze. You're pulling your elbow behind your back, and feel that shoulder blade pull in towards the middle of your back. Visualize that. Your shoulder blade pulling in towards the middle of your back, and then place the dumbbell back down. And then do the same thing on the other side. I think from there you can see my elbow is pulling behind my back. So you're not just pulling it up, not just straight up. You're actually pulling it up and in slightly. You want to imagine and visualize that that shoulder blade pulling in towards your spine. So we're alternating here. Dumbbell rows. So you can stay here. This is the safest way to do it on your back. Or if you feel comfortable, walk your knees back a little bit, and we're going to take it into a modified plank. So this makes it a little more challenging. From my knees to my shoulders, I'm one straight line. So I'm in a modified plank. So in a plank, your belly's pulled in, squeeze your butt. I know a lot of people go, what? In a plank? Yes, squeeze your butt. Your core is not just your abs. Squeeze your butt. That helps stabilize your body. So you're in a modified, right here. Remember, you're pulling your elbow back and in. You're looking ahead and down towards your dumbbells. That mental checklist, right? Your hands are directly under your shoulders. They're not walking forward. From your knees to your shoulders, you're one straight line. Your belly's pulling in. You're squeezing your glutes. As you lift that dumbbell, your elbows behind and pulling in towards your spine. Okay, give me two more, and then I'm going to show you how to do it on the chair. So if you don't like bringing it down to the floor, you can also do these rows on a chair. Maybe this way. Actually, I'll do it this way. So, I'm sure you've all seen these before. One leg forward, one back. Your hand is directly under your shoulder again, right? So it's not forward, directly under your shoulder. Right here, let the dumbbell hang, and it's right here. Now you can do the standing, or if you don't want to bring your hands all the way down the floor, you can just rest your forearm on the chair. So it's right here. So you can see, you can do this exercise anywhere. If you don't have a chair, you can lean on a bench, you can do it on the edge of your bed, on a sofa, whatever, okay? So that's how you do it on a chair. So that is your tabletop row. And then we have, we're getting close to the end, side lunges, stationary side lunges. So this is the safest way to do a lunge as opposed to stepping out. So it's right here. Step out with one foot, okay? So your weight is equal between both feet. I'm gonna keep my dumbbells facing towards me. You can have your palms facing each other, but I'm gonna have them facing towards my body. You're gonna bend one knee and the other one's gonna stay straight. So one knee bends, one stays straight, and I'm dropping the dumbbells, one on each side of my knee, okay? And then I come back up. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and come back up. I'm gonna face this way so you can actually see how I'm shooting my hips back. So you're bending one knee, straightening the other. You really want to drive your hips back and keep your chest lifted. You're leaning forward slightly. It's right here. As you come up, push that heel on the floor, drive that heel onto the floor, and then lift up. Do the same thing on the other side. Here, drive the heel onto the floor. So every time you lift up, imagine your foot is pushing the floor away. Right here, push the floor away. So that's what I'm saying in my head. As I drive up, I'm pushing the floor away. One dumbbell on each side of my knee. My core is engaged. That means my belly button is pulled in. But I have a nice long flat back. I'm leaning forward slightly. Alternating stationary lunge. Working our thighs, working our outer thigh. Feeling this in your quad as well. We're also getting some glute, but really focusing on our outer thigh. So drive the heel into the floor. As a matter of fact, drive your heel on the side of the outside of your foot. Drive it into the floor, and you'll feel that more in your outer thigh. So give me 4 more. Breathing. Now if it bothers your knees, remember, slow and low. Just bend the knees slightly. Doesn't have to be a big bend, just slightly, okay? So that was your alternating, isolated side lunge. And now we're gonna take it down to the floor and we're gonna do 2 ab exercises, 2 beginner ab exercises. If you have a towel handy, I'm gonna show you how to take the strain off your neck in case these bother you. So you're on the floor, my feet are hip distance. These are called ab curl ups. So you're gonna take the palm of your hands flat on top of your legs. Your lower back's pressing into the floor, into the mat. And you're literally just gonna take your hands, slide them up towards your knees. So you're bringing your shoulders and your shoulder blades off the mat as high as you can. And then slide back down and rest if you need it. So here, hand slide curls, and then down. So I'm getting a rest at the bottom if you need it. I've got a space between my chin and my chest, so you want to be careful that when you come up, you're not doing this with your neck, okay? You want to keep a space there. Really get the upper body as far off the floor as you can and get a little pause in at the top. Now here's a little tip. If you want, you can grab onto your legs and give yourself a little bit of help and hold that. Just a little bit. That's okay. You're still getting core work. And then down. And then curl up. You can hold it. And then down slow. Now you want to visualize your abdominals working from the bottom of your ribcage to your hip bones. You want to feel that space get smaller. So let's do a few more. It's really important to hold that pause at the top if you can. Recruiting more muscle fibers, more time under tension. Come on, can you reach over your knees? And then one more. Inhale, exhale. And then I'm going to show you a little tip on if that, I know a lot of people say that bothers my neck. I don't like that. So you can take a towel instead of using your hands, place it at the base of your head. You can see, place it at the base of your head. So it's not in the middle of your head, it's really at the base of your head. Elbows are straight forward. You're holding the weight of your head. You're literally pulling up slightly with the towel as you rest the weight of your head in the towel. And now that's going to take strain off of your neck. So it's here and then down. So reach your elbows towards your knees, get that pause in at the top, and then slowly lower. This really helps because this bothers my neck as well, and I usually do use a towel. There are times when I use it because I notice that strain. Inhale, exhale. So we're never holding our breath. We're pulling our belly button in towards the mat. Don't let it pooch out or you're going to create a pooch. I have a space between my chin and my chest. And you want, same with these, you want to do as many as you can. The last few should be really tough, whatever that is for you. Okay, last one. And then we're going to stand up, and we have a standing core exercise. You're going to grab one dumbbell, and these are standing Russian twists. You can do these on the floor, but these are safer on your back standing. So for beginners, we're going to start with a standing Russian twist. So I'm grabbing on end to end, and it's literally just take the dumbbell over your opposite knee. So notice I'm not just moving the dumbbell. Twist your shoulders. You've got to get the twist in with your upper body, so you're working your obliques. So right here. Get knee up. Do what you can with us to how high you can lift your knee. And you can really drop that dumbbell low. Get that big twist in with your shoulders. You should feel these. You're pulling your belly button in. Come on, you're lifting your knee up. You're not bringing your body down to your knee. You're lifting your knee up. You're keeping your spine nice and long. And you're twisting your shoulders. Come on. Drop that dumbbell down. Get that twist in. Twisting your shoulders. This gives you a little cardio work as well. Increase your heart rate a bit. Which with every circuit I do, almost every one, I like to incorporate some cardio. So I kill 2 birds with one stone. Okay, so the last exercise, speaking of cardios, we're going to do a cardio exercise. So this is that last exercise of the circuit. This is how you're going to finish it off. It's 2 shuffles each direction with a press. So I'm just holding on to the dumbbell end to end, and I'm just pressing it forward. So it's 2 shuffles and a press. 2 shuffles and a press. Now you can really amp this up, or you can tone it down. So it can literally be no impact, just steps and a press. But the goal here is to get your heart rate up. So if you're gonna step with no impact, you really wanna move quick, okay? We're not like gonna like baby ourselves. We really wanna pick it up, push yourself, and get those feet moving. Now, if that bothers your shoulders, you can just hold the dumbbell. You don't have to press it forward, okay? Just hold the dumbbell, and you can even drop the dumbbell, but you know what? I'm sure you can do it with the dumbbell just holding it. Or, remember, you can really shuffle it. And you really can get moving, and you can get lower, work more leg, get super low, okay? Turn that upper body, so you're working your obliques, and this is how you finish it off, with a little burst of cardio.